Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lilu Nishmas Imi Morosi Rusbus Mordechai. It's Chodesh Av. Menachem Av. Rabbi Sai. A very, very simple email that I got yesterday made me cry, literally cry. You're probably not going to understand why. Lilu Nishmas Imi Morosi Rusbus Mordechai for the second time. But I'll try to explain. Basically, there are 18 guys from B&H Photo who do the daf together, or who do the daf in B&H, and they wrote down their names, they wrote down when they started, and they sent the video. The whole thing, it hit me. Once in a while it happens. I'm not going to cry now, I hope. Good afternoon, Rabbeinu Rebbe Eli. We are really grateful to be part of MDY families, so the B&H family members wanted to show some gratitude for teaching us Torah with Achdus. Not all of us were able to make it for the video, but here are the names of the MDY B&H family members. In the video, there's 10 people, plus a random Indian. You'll see. Avrumi Meisel's Rosh Hashanah, Ben Zion Riegler Yevamis, Baruch Kesel Psachim, Hershey Fireworker, I think that's how you pronounce Yuma Daf Tes, Herzl Herbst, Sukkah, which means he's with us for a year. Isaac Gindorf, Rosh Hashanah. Josh Blisco, Kesubos, Michelle Rosenfeld, Shkolim, Mordechai Levi, Broches, Moshie Roth, Moed Kuten, whatever his name, whatever. What did I say? Shmuel David Baum, Rosh Hashanah. Tani Palak Yevamis, Yaakov Lasker, Rosh Hashanah. Yankee Licht Yevamis, Yisrael Goldstein, forever. Yitzchak Hanekman, Erchin 31. Wow. Before Shas began. Yossi Berdugo, Chagiga. Yossi Ergas Yevamis, Hashoisim Batsama es Dvorecha. Now check out this video. Unbelievable, Givaldic. Here we go. No, you missed. These are the B&H Chaver that do the daf. This is 810. And here, like the Indian guys looking at, let's. Don't let that small green awning fool you. I think there's 1,200 employees in that building that work for B&H. Another Givaldic email from Rav Salomon. Reflecting on my first year with MDY. Baruch Hashem, the vibes from Bellworks are still strongly generated in all of us. What a Kiddush Hashem it was. I was reflecting over the past year since I started on Sukkah Daf Chof Ches. And here's a few beautiful points. One night I sat down right after Ma'ariv to finish up the daf. It was 11:15. As I'm learning, I hear two other people learning with each other. The same familiar words that I was learning. That day's daf. As I got up to leave, I realized we were the only three people sitting and learning that then in the shul. I felt so proud that we have that push, Baruch Hashem. This is what the consistency of Daf Yomi does. A number of times as I'm learning the daf, I have a kasha, but don't have time to look too deep into it, or else I would get stuck. He doesn't let Pshat get in the way of the daf. But one time I really had a good kasha. Actually, it was my wife's kasha. Because I was telling her over what I was learning, and she asked on Yivamis daf, Kitzer, about Giyar, Zchus, Shalim. And then he got the answer when he was learning Kesubos daf, Yud Aleph. He finally got the answer. The more you learn, the more you'll know. So Gishmak. It happened to me more than once. And my 2-year-old daughter, as all my other kids, they don't stop saying good morning, Rabbi Sai, something that sounds like it. One time she woke up at 2 a.m. and instead of fetching for a bottle, she says loudly, good morning, Rabbi Sai, ah. A different time, my 4-year-old son, by Kiddush, when I said, Savri Moronim V'Rabbonim Rabbi Sai, he screams out, ah. He's not joking. It's Baruch Hashem, such a positive vibe in the house. Please find attached the video where my 2-year-old daughter is saying, good morning, Rabbi Sai, then accompanied for the ah by some of my partner, Benson Freeman, was telling me yesterday, he says, I love your shir. The only thing I can't stand is good morning, Rabbi Say, ah. I said, I'm not such a big fan either. He's like, but you push it. You show all these videos. I said, no, I'm trying to show how it became part of their, instead of them quoting sports and movies, and this now, they're saying good morning, Rabbi Say. It's beautiful. Another great thing about emails is that even shy guys like myself could say what they feel. Yeshikoyach, Simcha, Shmuel, Solomon. Again, this is what he looks like. A Kulina Chassid, Givaldic guy. Yeshikoyach. By Moshe Wilner. I've been zechus to meet you a couple of times. Needless to say, you've changed my life like countless others write to you about every day. I'll keep this brief. My wife came home today with the Ami. Of course, my daughter knew it was on cover. She grabbed it and said good morning, Rabbi Sai. A friend of mine sent you a picture of me a couple of days ago. Moshe Wilner, SI 40 8. Staten Island, 48. I know you love the numbers. Here goes. With no teeth and all.
Go. Good morning, everybody.
Hello from Mexico City. I don't want to waste your time repeating how amazing your shir is like every other male. My brother and I joined, and it's the best decision ever. Today at shir, you mentioned about the ringtone. I'd like to show you mine and able to get tap all day, the geschmack being part of your shir, but the video didn't come through. Sincerely, Yosef Finkelberg. Basically, he has the ringtone of its geschmack to do the daf. Nathan Hayes. Baruch Hashem, was able to bring my daf into the hospital bright and early this morning. Thank you for great leadership and teaching the daf every day. It says daf in the delivery room. Nathan Hayes, Englewood, New Jersey. I don't know what he had, but Bezer Hashem, something good. Hershey Weinberger, spotting Kias Yoel. 3 MDY stickers on a car in Satmartown. Givaldic.
Everybody could just please send a picture with their copy of Ami around the world.
Yeah, Jonathan Stefansky wants pictures of people with the copy of Ami magazine, 100%. Anything for Torah. You'll hear about it. Trust me. Rosh Chodesh Adar. It's going to be givaldic. He has so much material. It's insane. Please show up at 6:30.
They're all sold out.
They're all sold out. Dr. Factor, Shalom Aleichem. We have a few guests. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Naftali Wolfish from?
Passaic, New Jersey.
Wow, Passaic. Some regards to Mayor. And you, Zalmi. What's your name? From London. From Kfar Chabad, yeah?
Yeah, I'm staying with my grandmother.
Givaldic, unbelievable. He asked me, he says, do you accept Lubavitchers here? Yes, on Zoom. Like, yeah. Here, you see, we have the whole Likutei.
But she needs to listen to Tanya as well.
Do I learn Tanya as well?
Yeah.
I only learn one thing, Gemara, that's it. It's a problem. And who else do we have over here? What's your name? Yeah, we met already. Kassin? David Katzenstein. Shalom Aleichem. From? Remind me? Highland Park, New Jersey. Who else do we have? Kitzer. Oh, he's hiding. Spitz? What's his name next to you, Donnie? Rabbi Spitz from Toronto. See, there's a lot of people that want to come, but they're embarrassed. They think I'm going to call them out. They're right. The Koilel is sponsored anonymously for zchus for all the new people that join Masechta Kesubos. The Masechta is sponsored with Eli Nishmas, Moshie Horn ben Shalom. Eli Nishmas is Baruch ben Moshie Horn. hatzlacha b'chol hayanim for my children. The second sponsor for the Masechta is Jeff Rosner, zchus my son, Simcha Chaim, ben Chana, Refuah Shlaima. Paras Chodesh by the Lock and Lebovic family is Lakewood NJ because Torah is segula. Paras Chodesh number 2, Shragi Chafetz RL149 is zchus for my family and myself, and for the Tzaddikim of RL Hatzalah. Paras Chodesh number 3, Lili Nishmas, Zechurya ben Moshe. Paras Hayoim, Lili Nishmas, Rivka bas Chaim Moshe. Paras Hayoim, second, Refuah Shlaima, Yisrael Moshe ben Esther, Refuah Shlaima, by Yisrael Helperin. That's you. The boys say, listen to this. Honor of our 50th wedding anniversary. 50 years with the same woman deserves a medal. No, I mean a reward. No, I mean it's an accomplishment. No, I mean it's an honorable mention. Of course, a sponsorship from MDY. By Yisrael Helbrin is getting his wife for his anniversary a copy of the Ami magazine. Andrew Locke. Listen to this. The famous Andrew Locke from the Five Towns. Because Torah suits you. Yasin Shloimi. Wow. For Yoel Stefansky's birthday. May you give a lot of nachas to your parents till 120 years. Rabbi Tzvi, here we go. We're holding three lines from the bottom of Amud Beis, Tana Rabbana. Thank you, Nachman. Shnayim oimrim niskacha. So if you take a look. Oh, wow. I haven't seen you in a while. Mazel tov. No tachan today. Yeah. Check out the chart. Yesterday we had 2 cases. Two Eidim against two Eidim. We're going to have the same case with a variation. We had that two Eidim say that her husband died. Two Eidim say the husband didn't die. She can't get married. What if she did get married? According to Rabbi Yochanan, she could remain married. The other case was two Eidim say she got divorced. Two Eidim say she didn't get divorced. She can't get remarried. But if she did, Teitei. And then we had three pshatim. What's the difference between the two cases? Today, it's slightly different, but very similar. Instead of the case of, we'll take out the first case of mace and loy mace, we'll stick in instead to say that she became Kudeshes, she's engaged, Erusin, and to say not. Harezu loitinase, she cannot get married. Vimnises loitete, but if she did get married, she doesn't have to leave. Okay, so that's the same case as we had yesterday. Harezu loitinase, she can't get married. Vimnises teite. So again, we have a problem. We have two cases that seem very similar, two Eidim against two Eidim. In one case, if she goes ahead after the fact and gets married, she doesn't have to get divorced if it's the testimony about get, and if it's the Eidus about Kiddushin, she does have to get out. Says the Gemara Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph. Ma'ishna Reisha. Correct. You're mechaven to the Gemara. I was mechaven to the Gemara. Ma'ishna Reisha, Ma'ishna Seifa. Why is it that by Nizgarsha, if she gets married, Teitze, and by Kiddushin, Loy Teitze? Omar Abaya, green means it's good. She can remain married. Red is no good. She has to get divorced. Omar Abaya. Tirgimo Beidechad. So, take a look at the chart. It switches from Shnayim, Moimrim, Nizgarsha. What happened? Okay, a little bit of a thing. It's not Shnayim, it's Echad. We have to say it's 1-8 against another 8. That's the case. Case changes. It's 1 against 1. Now both of them get together and they're testifying to the fact that she was single. And now one of them says, however, when this guy, the single guy, comes along and he says, this woman got engaged. What is he saying? In essence, he's saying that she wasn't engaged. She was a single woman, and now she got engaged. So they're both testifying that she was not engaged to anybody. One of them says, however, she got engaged. You have two that say that she's a pnuya, and one that says that she's mikudeshes. It's 1 against 2. Seifa, the second case on the left. They're testifying that she got divorced, not divorced. So both of them are saying that she's married. They both agree that she's Eishes Ish. The comment is Garsha, and the one that says that she got divorced, he's saying now, he's saying he's only one, and he's saying that she's not married. Now, throughout the whole sukkah, we saw this yesterday. Rashi says it all the way in the bottom of Amud Beis, the second to last Rashi. Again, as we explained yesterday, if she marries one of the Eidim who's so sure that there's a divorce, and she trusts him 100%, she has rayas and everything, then if she gets married to him, she doesn't have to leave. And that's how we say for the rest of the sugya as well. Rav Ashi Omar, he has another pshat. Again, the question is, why is it in the case of Kiddushin, if she gets married, she doesn't have to get divorced? In the case of Gerushin, if she gets married, she does have to get divorced. Rav Ashi Omar, lo'ilam trei ve'epoch. If you take a look at the chart, I don't know if it's going to work with this new machine. Let's see. Take a look at the greens and the red. It didn't work. What's going on, Gershon? It's flickering. We got a shvach one. I don't want to say it in front of that lawyer that went out and bought it for $1,300. How much does your transmit? How much does yours cost?
Same price the earlier generation of that.
So this is supposed to be the upgraded version. And it has nothing to do. It's still flickering. It's not a problem. The computer is a problem with the switcher. Okay. But now, meanwhile, it's flickering, and it didn't do my shtick. What happened was, if you notice, the red became the green, and the green became the red. Let's see if I do it again. Oh, no, you don't see it? Here, you know what? Let me show you live over here. You ready? A lot better. Okay. No. It's the switch up. So let's flip it, he says. What happens is, and this is very interesting, 2 Eidim testify we saw Kiddushin. 2 say we didn't see. Anybody in the world, the whole world didn't see. What's going on? The Gemara will explain it. It'll make more sense if they live in the same building, no? So they're not being makrish, they're not contradicting the first Eidim, they're just saying we didn't see. She shouldn't get married. Says Teitze. However, if she does get married, she has to get divorced. Pshita, loy rinua, ein raya. So we saw that we have 2 Eidim that said she is an engaged woman. How could she get married to somebody else? Oh, she has 2 Eidim that said we didn't see that she got engaged. Okay, so you didn't see, but that doesn't mean she's not engaged. Of course she has to leave her second husband. Pshita. Says the Gemara, the diary of we can understand it in nowadays, like in these buildings that we live in here in Ramat Shemesh. If one of your neighbors got engaged, you'd probably know about it. I'm testifying, I live in this building, I live in the same chutzner with her. I've never seen a guy here, I never heard that she got engaged. There's no room, nothing. What happened? You would have probably heard about it. By the way, this is Kiddushin. Don't get confused with Nisuim. Sometimes you can do Kiddushin, all you need is 2 Eidim. Nisuim, you need 10. So it's possible that, he was scared that somebody's going to chap her. We've seen the Gemara, she'll change her mind. You got to move quickly. He chaps 2 people, 2 Eidim, 2 kosher Eidim, not like me, under my friend's chuppah. 2 kosher Eidim says, I'm Hared Mekudeshes, boom. Nobody knew about it. Sefer, Shnai Moirim, Renushin is Garsha. Shnai Moirim, Renushin is Garsha. Harezu Leitinasa. But if 2 are arguing, 2 against 2, about a divorce, she can't get married. She could stay married to the second guy. Why? So we're talking about the same case, that they live in the same building, they live in the same chutzner. So it's the same chiddush that we said a second ago. There's such a concept of doing kiddushin privately. Everybody loves the nice. You heard who got divorced. Wow, it's crazy. They look like so happy, and everybody schmoozes about it. So even though when it comes to gerushin, people could get divorced, but comes to kiddushin, nevertheless, she should not get married lechatchila. Why? Because of this idea of lazus svosayim. We said yesterday, don't make people talk about you. Okay. So here, let's see. Oh, he's playing around. I got to go back here. Hold on, Gershon. Let me go to the charts. You know what? If it's already here, we might as well go back. See that chart again? Oh. What is it? We need a new. Look at the color of this. Wow, the color's all washed out. What? Which computer? A real computer? Okay, fine. Whatever we have to do, we'll do. Anyways, we have two parts here. We have the Reish and the Seif and the Mishnah. The beginning of the Mishnah tells us the very similar stories. The Eishes Ish, she says, I used to be a Eishes Ish. I used to be married, but today I'm divorced. What is that? Hapesha Asar. Hapesha Itir. She revealed to us that she used to be married. She's revealing to us that she also divorced. The second case is, she said that she was captured, she was in captivity, and then nobody touched her. Tahayrani, I'm mutter ta'kayim. And then the Mishnah finishes off the last line in blue. If she got married based on her testimony, and then only afterwards Zaydim came and said, no, she was either, it goes on the Reisha, that she was divorced, or Zaydim came and said that she was captured. Which one is it? What is the blue going on? So the Gemara says very simple, that if it's going on one, maybe it goes on the other. We don't know, but it only goes on one. Says the Gemara inside. Rabbi Shai says it goes in the black box, that it's talking about that you were married once. Adam came and said you were married once, but she was already married now. And And Rabbi Robin says going on the shvuya. If you say that when in case of the Edom come after she's divorced, she doesn't have to leave her husband, certainly when she got captured. Why? Because when a woman gets captured, it's not a guarantee that they violated her. It makes a lot of sense. It's logical, but we don't have any raya. A woman who's married is married. She's also 100% she's also. So if I'm going to be mater eishes ish, certainly I'll be mater a woman who was in captivity. But if you say that only a woman was a shvuya, she was captured, and she testifies about herself that she was captured, so it's a pesha asar. And then she says, but I'm mutter, nobody touched me, I'm tahira, I'm mutter takayan. In that case, she's believed. Why? Because why should just because she was captured? If we take the first words, it's not 100% asar. It makes sense that she's not 100% asar, so it's not a full asar. So we believe her. But in the first case, that she says that she's eishes ish, if we stop right there, then she's 100% asar. She's eishes ish. So therefore, if you hold that the last part of the Mishnah, the blue part, goes on the red box, it doesn't necessarily go on the black box. Says the Gemara, perhaps this is in the machlokes that we had yesterday. The man, the masla reisha is the Rav Amnuna. What does Rav Amnuna say? Chazaka. That if a woman says that she's divorced, we believe her 100%. She's not going to have the audacity to say that she's divorced when she's married to this man for 20 years. She can't look him in the face like that. Maybe that's machlokes. Is there a chazaka like that? In other words, even though right now we don't have a pesha asar, but maybe she has another chazaka. We believe with a pesha asar, who revealed to us this whole idea that she's married to herself. So we believe her that she's divorced. But the problem is we can't believe that she's divorced. Adam came afterwards and said that she was married. So that removes what? The whole pesha asar. But now I have something strong that says a woman doesn't have chutzpah in front of her husband to say that she's divorced. So we should believe her, even though Adam came afterwards. Everybody agrees to this idea. That a woman is not chutzpah in front of her husband to say that she was divorced. It's not a lashon chutzpah. Audacity. To look at a person like we had, chazaka, part of the it's nothing to do with a woman and a husband. If somebody does a favor to you, you're married to somebody. I saw this with my own eyes in the police station. If a person says, this guy beat me, he punched me, tell me exactly what happened, okay, then they bring the other guy and they sit them face to face. Now tell me the story. And the sergeant looks at the guy to see how is he lying, is he scared, is he looking down? Because there's a haza. I'm going to say to you in your face that you punched me when you never punched me. They do this all the time.
Why were you in the police station?
None of your business, Avi Factor. That's a different meiser, a different time. It's a meiser shahaya v'haya. I only lived there for a month in Eretz Yisrael, but we're not going to go into it. It did take away 2 years of my life and $500,000. This is a different story. Zok the Gemara. What happened? Not telling you. Ask. No, I was already here, but we'll talk about it later. Shkoyach. Where were you? Why did you stay there? What happened? I say it'll be an amin. Yeah. Okay. I say the Mar Savak Kid Mar the Rabbi Nun Befanov. This ha'az is befanov, like I just described. When you sit in front of the guy, then you don't have the audacity. He's not there. You can say whatever you want. He's over here. She's not in front of her husband. No, that's the machlokes, right? Even though he's not here, there is a chutzpah. We just said this line. We'll say it again. If Adam came and said that she was married or that she was captured after she already got married to another guy or to her first husband in the case of capture, she remains married. Listen to this. This is a Mordecai Gemara. The father of Shmuel, he was known his whole life, even though he's a gadol, he's known as the father of the gadol Adar Shmuel. Loi nisis mamish. It doesn't mean that she actually got married. Once we have a psak based on what she said, she's like, get married. It's a beautiful halacha. Bezin said you could get married. So she says, okay, I'll get married. And then all of a sudden the Edom show up and say, hey, you were married, so you lose your peshasar. It's too late. I could go get married after they testified, lichatchila. Here's the Yosef, but it says in the Mishnah, loy teitze, meaning she already got married. Not that she could get married. Loy teitze me'atei rishon. She gets a big heter, and you can never ruin that heter for her. You could bring as many edim as you want. She's allowed to get married. Tanu Rabbana nishbeisiu tahayrani. I was captured, but I wasn't violated. V'yeshli edim shetahayrani, and there's 2 people in my cell could testify. Nobody ever touched. Now here's a very interesting halacha also. She claims that she has edim, but they're not here. What's the fear? That the edim are going to show up and they're going to contradict her. And that's what happened. But until the edim come, we believe her. She could get married to who? To a Chaim. Because to get married to Yisrael, we don't need her heter. She was captured, so she get married to a Chaim. Hitiruli, no say, so they tell her, okay, go get married to a Chaim, and she marries a Chaim. And then the edim contradict her. She doesn't have to leave. But if the Eidim testified that they saw that she was violated, if she has a few sons from this Kayan, Teitze. Wow. Unbelievable. She wasn't allowed to get married. And even though she has kids, we don't care. She has to leave. Says the Gemara, an amazing story. Hana Shivyu Yasa the Asan Narda. There were captive women that came to Narda. So the father of Shmuel, we just had a second ago, he said, we need to watch these women so nobody violates them. They're in captivity. They're kidnapped. I mean, if you think about it, what happened in those days, in like Mexico, you have it a little bit, talking about Mexico City. But they would just grab people off the street, save them, sell them to slavery, whatever, and that's it. You never heard from them, ever. Sometimes they would come back. But it was a Ma'aseh Sheb'chol Yom. They would capture people all the time. Pidyon Shvum was a big thing. We live in a different generation. We don't know about these things. Says the Gemara, he put people to watch them. Says Shmuel to his father, I understand. These women have a chazaka that they were violated. They were in captivity for months. So you're going to put Shoimrim today? If they were your daughters, would you speak like that if they were your daughters? You would want somebody to watch them. So what if they were, let's say they were violated last year. So that gives you, that's why you should allow them to be violated again. Today, we have the opportunity to watch them and save them. Today, every day is another day. Forget the hatzlacha. You're right, la hatzlacha. They're also to a Chaim. But what about the fact that they're with Goyim? I want to save them from the Goyim. This is an amazing line. I think that this line, we can use this Shabbos. Go to Shul. And you see a guy there that looks like maybe he hasn't opened up a sefer in a few years. He needs a little chizuk in something. So you could look at him and say, well, I'm a shy guy. I'm not going to go over to him. I'm not going to say anything to him. Let Peretz Chaim Levin do his job. Let Levi Friedman and the guys that run around. Or you could say, Ilu haven't been none. If he was my son, would I just walk by him in the hall and not say a word to him? Or I chop him, grab him around the shoulder and say, listen, I have something that could save your life, change your life. Come, let's do the daf. Ilu haven't been none. We could use it everywhere. Would you treat that person if that was your daughter? Like that? If it was your son, would you treat him like that? Ilu haven't been none. But look what the Gemara says. Unbelievable. A mistake that came out of the ruler. He said it. To who did he say it? He said it to his son. He said it about his granddaughter. The Avud Shmuel said it to Shmuel. Because he said it, it happened. Now I just want to remind everybody that Shmuel had an unfortunate life when it came to these things. A number of times in Shas, the famous one is with Rav. Rav and Shmuel. Rav he was constipated, and Shmuel wanted to help him out, so he gave him something to eat, and he didn't tell him where the bathroom was, and it caused Rav great amount of tsar. But Shmuel's idea was to heal him, to make him not go to the bathroom, then he'll be healed. But Rav didn't take it that way, and Rav said, you shouldn't have any sons. And in fact, he never had sons. Also, we had a Marid Katan. where Shmuel's son, you remember the Gemara Levi? Shmuel's brother, Pinchas, lost a kid, and Shmuel came to him and said, you could cut your nails during Shiva. And Shmuel's brother told him, well, if you had such a tragedy, would you also talk like that? And boom, this kid died. So we see this idea of Kishgaga Hayetza Mepi Hashalit. We have by also in the Torah. We have in the Torah by Rivka. Rivka said, what's the lashon over there? Al shakel kashakel shnechem b'yoyim. What's the lashon? Nu b'koira. Lama eshkal gam shnechem b'yoyim echad. Oh, and what happened? She said, I don't want to lose both of you one day, and then she lost both of them. So the Marsha actually says that's a little different. That's where Rivka said it about herself. She didn't want to have a loss also. Over here, Avod Shmuel, even though he's the grandfather, it's hard to understand the Marsha. But over there, they use a different pause. Gris Crucial Svasayim. And just one last thing I want to point out, that the Bes Yosef says, it's a famous thing, the Bes Yosef says that eating fish with milk is a sakana. And everybody says it's a mistake. Somehow it was a mistake. He meant to say meat and fish, not meat, fish and dairy. So, but there are many people that don't eat fish and dairy because it's kishgaga yotzim pi hashalat. Once the Beis Yosef made such a mistake and he said it, this is sakana doing it. Zog the Gemara. So listen to this. These women were very smart and knew halacha. They didn't want to show the how do you call them? The guys that capture? The captors. No, they were captives. They didn't want to show the captors. So they left them outside. They ran into the Beis Medrash. They wanted to testify about themselves, make themselves a pesha asar, pesha hitter before they were able to figure out that they were captives. Sharinu. So they said, okay. They're mutter to marry koyanim. Soif. All of a sudden, the captives are like, what's going on? This bathroom break is taking too long. Let's look for them. So they burst into the Beis Medrash. Ula asu shevinu. So the captors come in. These must be the daughters of tremendous Talmid Chacham. In fact, they were the daughters of Shmuel. We know one of them actually was violated and had the famous son that's called the son of the daughter of Rachel. And then he became a ger, the whole thing. But you see, Shmuel's daughters actually became captives. Rabbi Shaul Yankev Fisher, he taught his wife many, many halachas. So when people come to the door, she would be able to pass him for the simple stuff, and she'd walk away, come back. The Rav said, this is kosher. The Rav said, you shouldn't do it. It's the wife of a Talmid Chacham, the daughter of a Talmid Chacham, they know halachas. And then everybody found out later on that these are the daughters of Shmuel. Barabba. Puk itapel b'krevisecha. Go marry one of them. Now Rav Shemin, says Rashi, was a kohen. So he's allowed to marry her because what? One of them, obviously. One of the two sisters. Because we just said they have a heter. They had a pesha asa before the captors came in. What's interesting is, why do you have to? Anybody can marry them. No, they were kohanas. Shmuel was a kohen. They were kohanas. And therefore, they had a problem with shidduchim. You're not supposed to marry Stam a Yisrael. So he said, you go marry her. By the way, today is the yard site of Aaron HaKohen. The only yard site in the Torah. It's today. Kohanim. In the parasha. Yeah. Okay. Says Avi, also Elazar ben Aaron. But how do they have a pesha asar? We already have Edim that they were captured. And we just said that if there's Edim, even if they have a few children, what's hatzlacha? Teitze. Hashta mias lesnu come on. We're not worried about these Edim, they're not here in front of us. Edim, but tzadiston v'ti aser, what? You have Edim up north in Eretz Yisrael. They become aser. V'taima d'lo yasu Edim. Hasu Edim mitzira. What? If the Edim did come, they become aser. V'amar Abu Shmuel. Kivin shidurili na. Say, look, Shmuel just said this shot that if they have a heter to get married, Ava Bishaloni says, even if the Edim come afterwards, it's okay. Amar Ravashi Edim tumit mar. The Edim that they have in Eretz Yisrael are Edim that she was violated, and Memela for that, there's no heter.
What's the status of those kids?
Huh?
What's the status of the kids?
No, they might halalim. Whatever. That's it. Says that we have to run, guys. Daf Yomi Amud Beis sponsored, huh? No, look at Rashi. Rashi says it's not soften. It means soften usually means Eretz Yisrael. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe if I cared. We just turned in Moshie by Moshie Horn in honor of Zach the Rocklin. I think that's how you pronounce it, and Lenny Lerner CPA. So we have another sponsor here. By Yankel Cohen, the official MDY MSP. By Yodi Newman, in honor of Rebelli, the greatest Jewish basketball player who ever lived. The official Mishnah. By Moshie Cohen. For hatzlacha with limit at Torah and Parnasa. Shtei noshim shenishbu. There are two women who were captured, and there are Eidim. Rabbi Tzvi, I put this in here. There are Eidim that said they were already captured, so we can't trust them. Each one testifies about themselves that the tar, we don't trust them. Why? Because they don't have a pesha asar. Why don't they have a pesha asar? There's two Eidim already. If they testify about the other, each one and the other, each one is believed. Why? Because when it comes to a shvuya, there's a special kula when it comes to capture, that we trust the eid echad. Lekula. Only lekula. We trust one aid. The famous Maisa, there was a king who invited Jews to his meal, and he gave them 3-foot-long forks and said, go eat. What do? They fed each other. A yid feeds the other person. When you feed the other one, then you gain. Over here, when you say Eidus on the other one, you believe. You say about yourself, you're selfish, you think about yourself, then you're not believed. Another famous Maisa, the Rav, guy, the two brothers came to the Rav, they inherited a coat. I don't know how the Maisa goes exactly, but they inherited a coat, and they were fighting who should get it. The Rav said, come back tomorrow. They came back. He said, tell me why you think each one should deserve it. So each one proved why the other one should deserve it. And he was so nispal that he gave his own coat to the second guy. He said, you take this and take my coat. You think about the other one, you gain. Tana Rabbanan. Ani tmeya v'chaverti tahira ne'emenes. Okay, so this, we have to see this chart for a second, if I could get there. No? What's going on here? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So we understand the sugi a little bit. We have 3 minutes, Baruch Hashem. If a woman says, I am tamei, what's the halacha? I was violated in captivity, what's the halacha? She's tamei. Shavi al nafshe, chaticha d'isura. If she says, I'm tar, unless the zaydim. If she testifies on her friend, and she says, her friend is tamei, not believed. But if she testifies that her friend is tar, we just said, Eidechad is neman, even a woman is neman. One, that she's tar, it's a special kula. Okay, now, to understand the next chart, which looks very confusing, but it's not, I just blew this up. We're going to have 4 of these cases. There's 4 cases, and it's very, very simple, Rabbi Tzvi. We have one woman, the 5-town woman, and the Berkeley woman. These are ladies from Yavamas, if you haven't been in Yavamas. The 5-town lady, she's talking. You see that bubble? She's the only one that does the talking in all 4 cases. And there's 4 scenarios here. There's only 4 ways. Either she's testifying that they're both tahar, or she's testifying that they're both tamei, or she's testifying that her friend is tamei, or she's testifying that she's tamei. Okay, those are the 4. No. That's too much for me. So the top X and check is what she's saying. The bottom one is, I put a equals, is what the halacha is. So in this case, she's saying, I am tamei, X, and my friend is tar, check. What's the halacha? She's tamei, her friend is tar. Now if you look at the chart, it might be a little easier. Don't get confused. Here, this is case 1, 2, 3, and 4. You say case 1, she's saying she's tamei, her friend is tar. Case 2, she's saying I'm tar, my friend is tamei. Case 3, 2 X's, we're both tamei. Case 4, we're both tar. Says the Gemara inside, Ani tmeya v'chaverti tahira ne'emenes. So that's case 1. We're not really going to discuss it so much. I'm tamei, my friend is tar. She's believed that her friend is tar because she's a eid echad. She's also believed that she's tamei. But if she reverses it, she's being mean here. My friend was violated. There's no ne'emanes when somebody says that her friend is a tamei. We're both tamei. She has no right to talk about her friend, but she has a right to say that she's tamei. Ani v'chaverti tahira. We're both tar. Nemenes chaverta. Because she's an eid echad is believed on a friend. Let's see this. Now we have to understand what's going on here. Are there eidim or no eidim? We could prove it. Now, if you pay attention here, we're not talking about case 1. We're jumping directly to case 2. So, I'm tahar, and she's mean. My friend is tamei. Hey chidami, ida leke eidim. If there are no eidim, alatzma malayu mehemna. Nishbeisi tahira ani kamra. She has a pesha asa peshidir. Obviously, elopshita the ike eidim. It must be that there's eidim, and therefore she's still the fact that she says that her friend is tamei, she's not believed. Ema mitziyasa. So then what's the middle case? The middle case meaning case number 3. In this case, it's the middle of 2, 3, 4, so 3. We're not talking about 1 anymore. I testify that we're both tamei. Now, it's very interesting. I don't want to, we ran out of time here, but I just want to show you Rashi for a second in a chart. Rashi says a beautiful thing here, that when a woman says, Ani tahir v'chaverti tmeya, she says one sentence. We're both tamei. We don't believe her. We don't have to take her words literally, says Rashi. But because we have eidim here. What does inin menes mean? She's not believed. We have eidim that she's tamei. What does inin menes? She is tamei. We ignore what she says. But in this case, the second case on the left, ani v'chaverti. When they say one thing, ani v'chaverti tmeya, that's one line. Ani v'chaverti tmeya. Not believe. But when you chop up what she says, Ani tahira, okay, that's one thing. The chaverti tmeya means that we have to be literal in what she says. Because now it has nothing to do with the first thing that she says. First she said, Ani tahira. Chaverti tmeya, we have to take it literal. When she says, Ani chaverti tmeya, it's one long sentence, we don't take literal. Okay, I know Rashi. V'idike eidim, amaylo mehemna. Ask the Gemara, okay. If you're telling me that the Reisha, case number 2, has eidim, so what about case number 3? If there's eidim, she should be believed. Now we have a major problem. Case number 2, go back to case number 2 and 3. Case number 2, there's eidim, but case number 3, there's no eidim. That's a big problem. What do we do about the 4th case? We both tar 2 checks, 2 V's. Because she's eidechad, she's believed on the friend. You tell me case 3 doesn't have eidim, so case 4 also doesn't have eidim. She should be believed. Case 2 and 4, there's eidim. Mitziyasa the leke eidim. That's a big problem. Amar Abaya in Reisha v'sefer dike eidim. Mitziyasa the leke eidim. Great. Rapapa Amar kula dike eidim. No, we're going to be consistent. All cases there are eidim. But he sticks here a wrench a little bit. There's one aid that flips everything that the woman says. Everything that the 5-towner says, he says, punkt fakir, the exact opposite is what happened. Okay, let's see what happens. And don't forget, there's Eidim. They're captured. They have very little nemanas now. We have Eidim. On top of everything is Eidim. Then she comes and she says X. Another Eidechot says the opposite of her. I'm Tomei, and my friend is Tar. Now we're going back to case number 1. I'm Tomei, my friend is Tar. I'm going to flip what you said. You are Tar, but your friend is Tomei. It's too late. She remains Tomei. Why? Because she said she's Tomei. You don't trust the Eidechot. And her friend who she said is Tar is Tar. What about the Eidechot? You hear Levi? Why? There's an Eidechot that says that the woman is Tomei. What's the answer? When it comes to a captive woman, we always trust the one who says, Eidechot that says that she's Tar. Ani Tar, but case number 2. I'm Tar, my friend is Tamei, it's punkt fakir, that's the exact opposite. We have the 2 Eidim that all the cases have that say that she was captured. She can't say, oh, I was captured. Yeah, you're right. The 2 Eidim are right that I was captured, but I'm Tar. We don't trust her anymore. But even though she says that her friend is Tamei, there's still a single aid that says that the friend is Tar, and we trust that aid. Case number 3. We're both Tamei. You're both Tar. She makes herself Aser. But since there's one aid, Says Gemara Tulamali. We just said it twice, or at least once. Yeah, Hainu Reish, we said it twice. The first and second case, the Eid Echad always wins when he says that she's tar. So why do I need a third time? Listen to this, Rabbi Isai. You'll probably recall this from one of the last dapim Masechtas Yivamis. Thomas Navshim Plishtin. There's a concept. Shimshon Agibur. Check this chart out here. I had the same picture in Yivam just to depict it, not to say that this is what he looked like, Chas v'Shalom. But he lost his power, and he davened HaKadosh Baruch Hu, give me my power back one more time so I can knock down this building and kill the entire Canaan. They were out of business for, I forgot how many years, 30, 26, whatever it was, a long time. Why? Thomas Nafshi, I'm going to kill myself, in Plishtim. Every Reitzach in the world, every murderer who gets mad and kills somebody is Thomas Nafshi in Plishtim. I'm going to kill that guy. I know I'm going to sit my rest of my life in jail and I'm going to suffer, I don't care, as long as he's dead. That's doesn't make any sense. And there was a shaila, I said it back then, I'll say it now. In the Warsaw Ghetto, could I kill a Nazi and kill myself at the same time? Could I blow up a building and kill all those Nazis? And Menachem Zemba, the Galadar, said you could. Thomas Nafshi Plishtim brought it right from here. Thomas Nafshi Plishtim. Other Gedolim argued. So I would think that she's really tar. Listen to this. This is a chiddush here. She's really tar, but she wants to get at her cellmate. She hates that cellmate so much. She's going to say, she's tamei, we're tamei. And people might believe her because she's talking about herself that she's also tamei. And over here, she might lose her pesha asar. You hear? She'll lose her pesha asar. Why? Because we know that she's doing it to spite the other one. So it's not a real pesha asar. I would think such a thing. Chamash malan. Now, is that Rocky? I had an argosha that you're going to come today. I'm serious as I walked up the stairs. I miss you. If she says like case number 4, we're both tahar and comes the aid and says, you're both tamei, everything she says, he says the opposite. We have 2 Eidim that saw that she was captured, so we don't trust her. Again, if she argues with Eid Echad, who's believed? Always the one that says that she's tar. And in this case, it's the woman. Hasulam Ali is the same exact chiddush. Hainu Reisha de Reisha. Ma the same Maki Mehemna b'Makom de Pasal Nafsha. When is she believed against Eid Echad? When she herself ruins it for herself. She says, I'm tamei, but my friend is tar. But over here, her edus is to say that she is tar. Maybe she should lose her ne'emanos. Kamash malon. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful Shabbos. Motzi Shabbos. A good Chodesh. What time? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Motzi Shabbos. 10 o'clock Motzi Shabbos.